Please, subscribe to Vabyrosemary YouTube channel. Please, I beg you. Mama tell them to subscribe to Vabyrosemary YouTube channel. Please subscribe, I beg you.
Please subscribe.
A long time ago, before the moon lost its first light and before the rivers forget their songs, there stood a village named Emutunu, a land blessed with peace, laughter, and harvest. The people of Emutunu were known far and wide for their unity and hard work. They tilled the soil, they fished the rivers, and they hunted in the forests. And in the heart of that land stood a mighty tree, tall, ancient, and wise, called the tree of success and peace. For as long as anyone could remember, that tree had been a guardian to the people. Its shade was cool even on the hottest days, and its leaves whispered like voices of the ancestors. The people loved and feared the tree, for they believed that unseen spirit dwelled within it. Every sacred day called Edewo, no one went to farm or fish. Instead, they gathered to give thanks to the great tree. Farmers brought yams, cassava, and plantain. Hunters brought bushmeat. Fishermen offered baskets of fresh fish. Traders laid down cowries and coins. Even the king of Emutunu himself, in all his glory, never failed to visit the tree on Edewo Day. He would bring goats, rams, and cows, surrounded by his elders and guards, and say, "O great tree of success and peace, protect our land, bless our harvests, and keep our hearts together." And truly, peace reigned, crops flourished, markets boomed, rivers were rich with fish. Emutunu was a paradise. The one chosen to sweep and care for the trees surrounding was the oldest woman in the village, Nenoko, wise and strong. Despite her age, every morning, with her old broom made from palm fronds, she swept around the tree, cleared the fallen leaves, and sang in her trembling but happy voice. The king made sure she was rewarded, for it was believed that the spirit of that tree loved a clean home. Many generations had served the tree before her, for the story of its beginning was so old, that even the oldest men could only repeat what their fathers had told them. It began during the reign of King Opaga, who inherited the throne from his father, a gentle ruler loved by all. But King Opaga was not like his father. He was proud, ambitious, and quick-tempered. Though he ruled with fairness, his acts lacked patience. One year, a terrible misfortune struck a woman in the village, a hard-working farmer whose biggest farm was burnt by fire. All her crops turned to ashes. Out of sorrow and shame, she went into the bush to end her life. But the gods were watching. Some snake pickers found her just in time and stopped her. Yet, in Emutunu, to attempt self-harm was an abomination. She was banished into the deep forest, a punishment of fate. In the wilderness, she lived like a ghost. Her body grew hair like animals. Her voice turned rough from silence. Hunger drove her to eat wild fruits and small creatures. The animals feared her, for she was neither human nor beast. One day, when the other creatures turned against her, she fled, running without direction until she stumbled beneath a tall tree by the river. Breathless and terrified, she fell and vanished into the tree itself. From that day, the tree gained a spirit. Her spirit, the woman's pain, her sorrow, her strength, all melted into its roots, and from her suffering was born the tree of success and peace. the guardian of Emutunu. Years later, when people began resting under its shade, strange blessings followed them. Farmers who rested and sold their crops faster. Hunters who sat there caught more bushmeat. Fishermen who passed by caught plenty of fish. The villagers began to whisper, "There is power under that tree. Whoever rested there finds fortune." One market day, a woman named Ota, known for her strength and honesty, harvested a mountain of cocoyams, 20 full bags. She was tired but happy. As the sun sank, she sat under the tree to rest and said to herself, "Let me leave this here till next market day. Today is too late to sell. The market will soon close." As she leaned on the trunk, a voice came, calm, deep, and strong. "Strong woman of Emutunu," the voice said, "take your yams to the market today. Do not wait till tomorrow. You shall sell them all." Ota jumped up in fear. She looked around. No one. Her heart beat like a drum. "Who is that? Who speaks to me?" The voice replied softly, "It is I, the spirit of the tree. Obey, and success shall follow you." She trembled, but obeyed. She carried her cocoyams to the market, still doubting. But before the first hour passed, everything was sold. People rushed to buy from her, and traders followed her back to carry the rest themselves. By evening, her hands were full of cowries, tears filled her eyes. She ran back to the tree, shouting, "You said it, tree of success. You are truly the tree of peace." A gentle wind blew through the leaves as if the tree was smiling. Then the voice spoke again. "Appreciation without gift is empty. Bring a gift, and your blessing shall not end." Ota hurried to her farm, filled a basket with cocoyams, and placed it under the tree. Then the tree said, "Tell your king and your people what you have seen. Tell them my name, the tree of success and peace." The next day, Ota went to the palace. She bowed before King Opaga and said, "Hajuwe, yesterday I heard the voice of the tree that grows by our river road. It spoke to me, and what it said came to pass. I sold all my cocoyams in one day." The king laughed in disbelief. "Woman, are you sure it was not the wind you heard?" "I am sure, my king," she said. And the tree told me its name, Tree of Success and Peace. The king's face changed. He was silent for a moment, then said softly, "Tree of Success and Peace indeed." That night, the chief priest came to the palace uninvited. His eyes were wide as if he had seen a vision. "Ajuwe," he said, "the gods have revealed the truth. As long as the people offer gifts to that tree, Emutunu will know peace. Let the farmers bring their crops, the hunters their game, the fishermen their fish, and you, my king, your offering of gratitude. For the spirit that lives in that tree feeds on thanksgiving." The king asked, "What kind of offering does the spirit desire?" The chief priest replied in riddles, "A gift that keeps humans alive." The king frowned. "What keeps humans alive?" The chief priest smiled faintly. "The food from the land, the fruit of your labor. That is what she wants." And from that day, the tree of success and peace became sacred to all. Time passed like the flowing river. The people of Emutunu continued to honor the tree of success and peace, and prosperity never left their land. Yet in the palace, the king's heart was troubled, for he had no child to inherit his throne. The king had two wives. The first was Omoife, a woman of rare beauty from a neighboring village called Otolie. Her skin glowed like moonlight, and her eyes were sharp like those of a cat. Her father was a wealthy man with many slaves and farms. The king had married her for prestige and alliance. not for love. But beauty without humility is like a drum without sound. Omoife could not cook nor clean. She spent her days sitting on fine mats and painting her nails and ordering maids around. One evening, the king called her. Omoife, he said, his voice deep with anger, "You are my wife, yet you cannot cook for me, you cannot clean, you cannot even give me a child. Why then did I marry you?" Omoife stood up proudly and hissed, "And what are the maids for? Do you expect the queen of Emutunu to do common chores? My father's slaves never let me lift a finger." The king's eyes burned with fury. "You speak like a proud peacock. What is your duty as a wife then?" She turned and walked away, leaving him speechless. The king sighed heavily and summoned the elders for counsel. One elder, Chief Akpo, stroked his white beard and said, "Hajuwe, may you live long. Our fathers said, if one road is blocked, take another path. If this wife bears no fruit, take another." The king nodded. That same week, he called the town crier to make an announcement. The crier blew his whistle and shouted from street to street, "People of Emutunu Wado, the king will take a new wife before the next Edawo day, a maiden of our own land." The village buzzed with excitement, and so the king married Omotivie, the daughter of a wise herbalist. She was tall, calm, and beautiful, with a smile that could cool anger. Her father was known to heal even the hopeless, and her presence in any home brought peace. When Omoife first saw Omotivie, she smiled at her, but deep inside, jealousy was risen like fire hidden under ashes. Still, they lived in peace for a while. A few months later, Omoife became pregnant. The palace exploded with joy. The king was confused but happy. After all these years, he said, "The gods have answered." Weeks later, Omoife also became pregnant. The king's joy doubled. "The tree of success and peace has done it again," he said, dancing in his royal robe. He slaughtered goats and rams and went with the elders to offer them under the sacred tree. "O great tree of success and peace," he said aloud, "thank you for blessing me with children from both wives. May you continue to protect Emutunu." The tree's leaves shivered in the wind as if nodding. Months passed. Then one strange thing happened. Omoife's pregnancy refused to end. 9 months, 10 months, 11, still nothing. She cried night and day. The king began to lose patience. One evening, the king shouted, "Omoife, are you sure you are carrying a child and not a stone? No woman carries pregnancy for a year." She wept bitterly. "My king, do not blame me. I don't know what is wrong with me." In her pain, she thought of the tree of success and peace. That night, she slipped out of the palace alone and went to the sacred tree. She knelt and cried, "O great tree of Emutunu, help me. Let me deliver safely. Do not let my co-wife give birth before me." The tree swayed violently. The wind roared. Then a dark voice came from its trunk. "Go, woman. You shall give birth. But remember, not all children are the same. Some are born for joy, others for replacement." Omoife trembled. "What do you mean, O great tree? What is a child of replacement?" But there was no answer. The next morning, Omoife gave birth to a bouncy baby boy. The palace erupted in celebration. Drums roared, dancers filled the courtyard, and wine flowed like water. The people of Emutunu rejoiced. But that same evening, Omotivie also gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. The joy doubled. Even those who had no food at home found satisfaction in the palace. The palace that day was like a market square of happiness. Years passed. The two children grew up strong and wise. The prince, son of Omoife, was brave and gentle. The princess, daughter of Omotivie, was calm and kind. They loved each other deeply, like twins born of the same womb. They played together, ate together, walked through the village hand in hand. The people loved them dearly. Whenever the prince went hunting or fishing, he always passed by the tree of success and peace. He would sit under its cool shade and rest. The breeze there was different. It was soft, sweet, and full of peace. One afternoon, as he sat under the tree, he said to his sister, "Princess, whenever I rest here, I feel as if I am in another world." His sister laughed softly. "Brother, you are funny. Every tree gives shade. What is so special about this one?" He smiled. "You will not understand. This place carries the breath of peace." But soon, his visits became frequent. Every day he sneaked out of the palace to sit under the tree. The king noticed and grew worried. One evening, he called him and warned, "My son, that tree is sacred. Do not go there too often. It is not a place for play. The spirits that dwell there may not welcome constant visits." The prince nodded. But curiosity is a stubborn goat. The next day, he went again alone. He sat under the tree until the moon rose, and while the crickets sang, sleep carried him away. That night, when the spirit of the tree came out, the said spirit of the woman long forgotten, she saw the prince lying there. She looked at his handsome face, and her heart thrilled with ancient longing. Slowly, she touched him, and in a flash of wind and light, they both vanished into the tree. When morning came, the palace was quiet. The king called for his son, but no one answered. The maids knocked. No reply. Guards searched the palace. No sign. The king's heart trembled. He shouted, "Find my son! Search every corner of Emutunu." Days turned to weeks, and hope began to fade. The chief priest came to the palace, shook his head slowly, and said, "The prince is alive, but he is trapped beyond reach. Only one thing can bring him back, but that story is not for today." He turned and walked away, leaving everyone in confusion. The king could not sleep. Queen Omoife wept day and night. The people prayed at the tree of success and peace, but the tree was silent, still, and unmoved. Then, one bright night, when the moon shone like a silver bowl, Nenoko, the old woman who always swept the tree, woke up before dawn. She carried a broom and said softly to herself, "Let me go and sweep before the cock crows. The spirit loves a clean place." Her granddaughter, who lived with her, saw her leaving and became curious. "Where is grandmother going at this hour?" she whispered. She followed her quietly through the path to the tree. Nenoko arrived and began sweeping, happily, humming a song. When she was done, she turned and left for home. Her granddaughter, hidden behind the bushes, waited till she was gone. Then she stepped out slowly, her heart beating fast. She looked around the sacred place. "This is beautiful," she whispered. "But what is so special about this tree that we clean it every day?" She sat under its cool shade, resting her head on her knees. Then she heard a faint voice, weak but clear. "Please, don't be afraid. Help me." Her heart froze. She looked around. No one. "Who is there?" she asked in fear. The voice came again, trembling, almost like a cry. "It is I, the Prince of Emutunu." She gasped. Her hands shook. "My prince! How? How can this be? Where are you?" "Here," the voice said from within the tree. "The spirits took me. I live inside this tree now. You are the only one who can hear me. Please, don't let me fade away." come every night and speak with me, so I do not forget the word." The girl began to cry. "My prince, how can I free you?" "Not now," he whispered. "The time will come. For now, just come when the moon is bright." From that night onward, the old woman's granddaughter kept a secret. When the moon was full and bright, she would sneak quietly out of her grandmother's hut and walk to the sacred tree. There, she would sit beneath its branches and whispered softly, "My prince, are you there?" And from within the bag, his gentle voice would answer, "Yes, I am here. Tell me what happened in the palace." She would tell him everything: how the king no longer smiled, how the queen's mother wept each night, how the people had lost their laughter. Sometimes the prince would sigh, "The gods have punished me for my stubbornness. I should have obeyed my father." She would say, "Do not lose hope, my prince. One day you will be free." Their friendship grew strong, so strong that their hearts began to beat as one. And though they never saw each other, their spirits were close. One night, the prince said softly, "Please, promise me something." "What is it, my prince?" "Promise me that when the tree begins to bleed, you will tell the king. That will be the sign that my time has come." She nodded, though she did not understand. Which turns to moss. Then, one morning, Ninoko came to the tree to sweep as usual, but when she reached it, she screamed. Red sap was flowing down the trunk like blood. The air was heavy. Birds circled above, crying strange songs. The villagers rushed to the scene, shouting. The town crier blew his horn. "The sacred tree is bleeding. The tree of success and peace is crying." The news reached the king, who hurried to the tree with his chiefs and elders. The chief priest stood before it, his eyes wide with fear. "Ajuwe," he said slowly, "this is no ordinary blood. The spirit that dwells here is weeping." The king fell to his knees and cried out, "Oh great tree, what have we done to offend you? Speak to us." But the tree remained silent. That night, Nenopo's granddaughter could not sleep. The moon was hidden behind clouds, and the wind howled like a mourning mother. Still, she went to the tree. "My prince," she whispered. There was silence. Then faintly she heard his voice, weak and fading. "The time has come. The spirit that trapped me is dying, and so am I. You must help me." Tears filled her eyes. "Tell me how, my prince." "There is a god buried beneath the roots," he said. "It holds the spirit's power. Break it, and I shall be free. But beware, she will fight back." She looked around and saw the god glowing faintly under the tree. Her heart pounded, but she remembered the old saying, "Fear never builds a home." She dug quickly with her bare hands until she touched the calabash. As she lifted it, the ground trembled. A cold wind blew, and the tree began to shake violently. A woman's voice, full of anger and pain, roared from within. "Who dares touch my heart? Leave it, or you shall vanish forever." "I am not afraid. You have kept our prince too long. Let him go," she said. The wind turned wild, branches snapped, lightning flashed, and thunder echoed war drums. The gun slipped from her hand, but she caught it again and smashed it against a rock. A blind light burst out. The spirit screamed, a sound that filled the air and echoed through every corner of Emutunu. Then silence. The wind stopped. The night grew calm. When the people woke the next morning, they found something wondrous. The tree of success and peace had shed all its leaves, and standing beneath it was the prince, her life, though pale and weak. The villagers shouted with joy, "The prince has returned! The gods are merciful!" The king ran to him, tears streaming down his face. He embraced his son tightly. My son, you have returned from the world of the spirits." The prince bowed his head. "Father, forgive me. I disobeyed your warning and found trouble, but I have learned my lesson." Neno's granddaughter stood behind him, shy and quiet. The king noticed her and said, "Who is this brave girl?" The prince smiled. "She is the one who saved me. Without her, I would have been lost forever." The king stretched out his hand and blessed her. "May your name live forever in the songs of our people." The people danced for 7 days and 7 nights. Drums rolled, horns blew, and women sang songs of joy. And so, the tree never bleed again. Instead, new leaves grew, greener and brighter than before. Before long, the king grew old and passed on, and the prince ruled with kindness and fairness. He always told his people, "Never disobey the voice of wisdom, and never forget the spirit that guides this land." In the evenings, when the sun went down and the fire cracked, storytellers would gather the children and began with the words, "Once upon a time, in the land of Emutunu, there stood a tree whose roots touched the gods. From it came success, peace, and love." And the story of the prince who slept beneath it. And the children would listen wide-eyed, whispering, "Tell it again, grandmother, tell it again."
Subscribe for more.